Good morning, students, and welcome back to this recorded session. Today, we have to continue learning about all the things in the second person. So, well, kids, today we are going to learn about quantifiers. What are quantifiers? Well, we have a lot of different of quantifiers. So we have much, we have many, few, little, and the comparative and superlative of them. So we're going to learn about this today. And kids, as we have here, so we have different types of quantifiers. We have much, little, many, few, more, less, and fewer. And the first one that we're going to see is about much. And it says that we have to use much to talk about a large quantity of something and little to talk about a small quantity of something. You only use much and little with uncount nouns. Okay, in this moment, kids, don't forget it. Cuando algo no se pueda contar, o sea, incontable, we have to use much when we are talking about large quantity, grandes cantidades, or little when we are talking about small quantities, pequeñas cantidades. But when we don't count, when we cannot count, right? For example, the water, you cannot count the water, right? No podemos contar el agua. But we can measure it. Okay, we continue. Now we have to know about the use of many, and it says that we use it to talk about a large number of people or things, and few to talk about a small number of people or things. You can only use many and few with plural count nouns. For example, he wrote many novels. Okay, you can count novels, right? One novel, two novels. And also there were few visitors to our house. Few is the opposite of many to our house. Okay, in this case, kids, we have to use it for countable nouns, con objetos, or well, in this case, people that we can count. For example, so we have the people, we can count people, podemos contar a las personas, one person, two people, three people, right? Okay, let's continue. And it says, you normally use much in negative sentences or questions. He didn't speak much English. Why haven't I given much attention to this problem? Okay, in this case, kids, you have to recognize that we have to use much instead of many when we are making negatives. Cuando sea el caso de oraciones negativas, we have to use much. Let's continue. In affirmative sentences, you do not use much, you use a lot of or plenty of instead. You can use them with both uncount nouns and plural nouns. Okay, when you say a lot of something, it means that you are talking about a large quantity. Estamos hablando de mucha, de una cantidad bien grande o grande. For example, a lot of people, a lot of attention, a lot of mistakes, or plenty of money, like in the example. Okay, so when the teacher said we have to work a lot, tenemos que trabajar mucho, we have to learn a lot, tenemos que aprender mucho. Okay, so remember, when we use a lot, is for large quantities, and we can use it for both uncount nouns or uncountable nouns and plural nouns that it says countable nouns, right? We continue. Well, when do we use few and little? Well, few and little are used to emphasize that only a small quantity of something or a small number of people or things are involved. They can be used with very for a greater emphasis. And we have some examples. The town has few monuments. Remember kids, we use few when we can count. Tenemos que utilizar few cuando podemos contar. But when we cannot count, we have to use little. For example, I have little time for anything but work. Very few cars had reversing lights. I had very little money left. Okay, we can count cars. We can say one car, two cars. But we cannot count money. No podemos decir one money, two money, right? We have to count dollars. Let's continue. And there is a note here. A few and a little just indicate that a quantity or a number is small. He spread a little honey on a slice of bread. I usually do a few jobs for him in the house. And also, you have to use less with uncount nouns, okay? Uncount nouns to refer to an amount of money, para referirse a una cantidad de algo que es más pequeño que el otro monto. For example, the poor have less access to education. Los pobres, la gente pobre, tienen menos acceso a la educación. This machinery uses less energy. Esta maquinaria usa menos energía. Okay, so remember, we have to use less when the amount of something is smaller than another amount. In this case, comparative, cuando estamos comparando, but with small quantities. And we have to use fewer or less in informal English with plural nouns to refer to a number of people or things that is smaller than other numbers. Remember, one more time, less and fewer are comparatives, okay? And you have to compare about something. For example, we have the first example. There are fewer trees here. Okay, que hay menos árboles aquí, menos árboles que en otro lado. So it means, right? It's a comparative. And they have sold less computers this year. Don't forget it, kids. Finally, we're going to see a video in order to summarize what are the things that we have seen today. Okay, after the video we finish, kids.
Created using Powtoon.
And with this we finish the class, kids. Thank you, and we see you in the next class, my dear. Thank you, bye bye.